pre-calculus, we're often going to have to factor an equation. And one factoring pattern that is going to be very important to recognize is a difference of squares. So a difference of squares is a specific type of expression that we see. In this video, I'm just going to talk about what a difference of squares is. In the videos to come, we'll talk about how to factor a difference of squares. So, a difference of squares is pretty straightforward. It is essentially the difference of two squares. If you remember, difference means subtraction. So in a difference of square, we have one square minus another square. If you break that down even further, something squared means something multiplied by itself. So we have A times A minus B times B. So in this video, we'll just identify some differences of squares and try and rewrite them as difference of squares as well. So if I have x squared minus 16, x squared is already a squared. 16 I can write as 4 squared. So I can write this as x squared minus 4 squared. So I have a square minus a square, so it's a difference of squares. In the next example, it's a little more complicated. If I look at this right here, I can change the order that I have right now. So right now I have x times y times x. I'm going to write that as x times y times x times y. And on the right side here, 9z squared, I can write that as 3z times 3z. Now if you look at this, xy times xy is the same thing as xy squared. And 3z times 3z, I can write that as 3z squared. So when you look at something and you have a feeling that it might be a difference of squares, you actually want to try and rewrite it as a difference of squares. And remember, this will be important because we can factor difference of squares quite nicely using a formula we'll learn in the next video.